invited along to the dig just after the first trench had been done. So it was fairly early doors. But I thought this afternoon, how am I going to start this? And I was thinking about something I've seen on the television before. Maybe you've seen it once or twice, and it kind of goes like, we're looking for a palace, and we've got 3 days to do it. Well, we had 6 months, and we could have done with another 6 months. That's another story. But as Billy said, we come down to this end, we define this part over here. So we thought, okay, this has to be the tower. So we dig round, we're down about a metre, barely there, define this tower, and this is actually this tower, the west tower. So we're digging around here, and we decide to go down the inside, and we're actually down inside about 2 metres of standing archaeology. That's how much was actually left in the ground. And as we're going down inside here, and along this inner wall, we're finding lots of animal bone, we're finding broken wine bottles, we're getting pieces of broken floor tile, lots of things, but that's all mixed into that rubble. But as we get further down into here, we find a beautiful door check. This is actually the north wall, and this has another drip rail in here, and this wall, and this part of the doorway looks like it could have been machine cut yesterday. It was so fine. But one of the first things we did find that excited us, and it was this. And this is our first stonemason's map. And this is one of many we eventually found. But for us, that tied us to that human part. That was, somebody had actually done that physically. But we're going to go back again. As I said, we'd come along the wall here, and this wall is about 1.5 metres thick. It's a huge, heavy wall, but it was supporting a 3-storey building. And this whole thing, and the tower, as it turned out, is actually sitting on a clay foundation. So they must have known at that time that that could actually hold that structure. So we decide, well, we can't dig up the road, that's asking too much. So we de-turf along the top here, and we did a few test pits in this corner. And we found that this wall had butted against this tower. And this is this tower here, and this is the left-hand tower to the entrance at Seton Castle. And same again, all this is actually 2 metres under the ground. And this is what we found. This turned out to be a very busy trench, because we've got this, they say 13th, 12th century tower. We've got 2 gun loops. They've been built into the tower. Then at a later stage of the game, these have actually been filled in and further worked. But we've also got the wall running along the front. This is a drain, and this running round the flagstones, and this is right at the front of the tower. This up here is the entrance to Seton Palace, the old Seton Palace. But inside this wall, we have here, just at the corner, we've got a toilet, we've got another one over the other side, we've actually got a door check, and that right there is actually the door hinge still in place. But one of the special things we found, and this was actually in the bigger of the 2 toilets, about 2 metres down, and this is what we found. And this is a small jug. It's about 6 inches tall or so, and they tell us at the moment that that's possibly 400 or 500 years old, roughly the same as Billy's skull. And we often wondered, how did that actually get down into that toilet? Well, if you bear with me, I think I know. And this is Wee Jock. And Wee Jock's a stonemason. He's local from Port Seton. And at the end of a bad working day, 12-hour shift in the sunshine, he looks at the apprentice and he says, you know what, son? Jock's going over to that wee village just at the back of the castle there, and I'm going to have a wee shandy tonight. So off he goes. Next morning he wakes up, he goes, oh dearie, what a night that was. Oh, I'll never work, I'll never do a day's work. He says, if only I had a hair of the dog. And then he goes, wait a minute, I'm sure I got a carry out last night. So he looks in his wee working jacket, and there's the wee jug, and he goes, oh, and there's a wee drop of brandy still in it. Nobody's looking. I'm just going to drink that, throw it in the toilet, and I'll never find that. Well, lucky for Jock, it was 400 years later. I would like to think it's that kind of thing that happened, but we'll never never know. But I digress. Let's get back to the deck. So there we are. So we're inside this room here. This is a fantastic cobbled floor. This has been robbed. We don't actually know why, but there it is. But we decided to come into this room. And this drain that runs round from the inside, runs under the wall and comes to here. But when we excavated this part, we were finding, again, broken animal bones, broken pieces of wine bottle, lovely pieces of cornice and things starting to come out. It was getting quite intriguing. But as you can see, this wall has a tongue. And we think that now goes to a spiral staircase going up into the main building. But we've got the drain here, so we think, well, we've got to see if it goes under the wall and into this part, this small part of the building here. And when we started to excavate this turned up some fantastic things. We were getting lots and lots of beautiful ceiling plaster. We were getting broken animal bones again, we were getting bits of wine bottles. So we were lucky enough to get invited to Winton House, okay? And these are the ceilings in Winton House, and this was one of the Seton properties at that time. And this is actually exactly what we were finding by the barrow load in that trench. Now the curator up at Winton House had said to us that in about 1629, these artisans were going to be leaving to go down to Seton Palace to finish the refurbishment. So we know now that that date's right at the time when the palace is being updated. So for us again, fantastic dating information. But we'll go back to the trench again. We're back in here. As I say, we've got all these bits of cornice and all of the lovely stuff, but when I find the button, in the bottom of this trench, and you can just basically see this one here slightly. The flagstones are black, they're burnt crisp, they're really black. And we think that that's part of the evidence when the palace was destroyed and set on fire in 1715. So again, for us, really good information. So the drain, we always go back to this drain. It's now running through and along the inside of this wall. It obviously goes into the next building under the road, but in the corner, the flagstone covering the drain, it was smashed. There was lots of big pieces of masonry being dropped into these parts. So we decided, let's lift some of the broken bits away, give it a wee brush, a wee scrape, you never know. And this is actually what we found. And this is the most important thing to us. This is a wee glass seal of a 17th century wine bottle. Now this is only about the size of a 50 pence, and I know it doesn't mean much, but actually this has the Seton crest on it. And that to us, that's 1, 2, 3, there's the crest. So for us, that was a tangible thing. We were looking the whole dig for something, a piece of pottery, a plate that actually had the Seton crest or name on it. And near the end of the excavation, we actually found this. And this is only the size of 50 pence. And we must have shifted about 150 tons of muck and rubble and rubbish to get a thing this size. And if you ask any of the guys, we would do that again tomorrow, trust me. We would. As I say, as you can see, we never came along here this afternoon as professional archaeologists. We came along here as passionate metal detectorists. We're passionate about archaeology and history. And when you live in Port Seton, it doesn't get any better than digging the history at Seton Castle. So on behalf of the SAS, thank you for letting us take you on our journey. Thank you.